Good afternoon. Welcome to the July 14th, 2026 meeting of the Elkhart Redevelopment Commission. As a reminder to the public, the Redevelopment Commission accepts in-person public comment and virtual public comment related to specific agenda items or during privilege of the floor. To participate virtually, please join us via WebEx. Are we still using WebEx?
No, we're using Microsoft Teams now.
Okay. Via Microsoft Teams, and be sure you are visible and audible and that your name is displayed. Okay. We have no amendments to the agenda, correct? First item is approval of the June 9th minutes. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, next item, bids.
We have some bids to open. This will be for the Windsor Sidewalk and Cassopolis Lighting project. The first bid is from Premium Concrete in the amount of $624,380. The second bid is from Reith Riley Construction for an amount of $513,600. We'd like the opportunity to review those, and then we'll report back at another meeting.
Okay.
We also have a proposal for the office furnishings for the new city offices at Woodland Crossing. And it looks like we have one proposal for FF&E, and that is from Office Interiors. We will review this. The review team will look over this, and we will report back in another meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Next item, 1101 East Beardsley, disposal of contaminated soil. Hello, Mr. Fan.
Good afternoon, Adam Fan, Assistant Director of Redevelopment. So in your packet, there was a memo. This request for appropriation has everything to do with the soil that we will be excavating out of 1101 Beardsley as part of the remediation. The Elkhart County landfill has asked that the city pay the tipping fees or the disposal fees for these loads of soil that will be coming in. And it's always kind of been known that we would be right around $1 million short of the SRF money that we got through the state for this cleanup project. So staff just thought it was easiest that we appropriate these dollars out of the downtown TIF to cover these charges instead of going through the reimbursement process and then paying for things later after the money kind of runs out. So we're just going to appropriate $1 million. I don't believe it's going to take all $1 million. But we're asking that the commission appropriate an additional $1 million that was not in our spending plan. So we will do an amendment to the spending plan for this as well to cover the costs of those disposal fees.
So you'd need a motion to approve paying the Elkhart County landfill all the costs incurred in disposing of the contaminated soil from 1101 East Beardsley site and appropriating $1 million from downtown allocation area number 1 fund Brownfield Services Count Number 4445-5-000-439121 to cover the disposal costs as incurred.
May I have a-
move.
Oh, thank you.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
You say you don't anticipate this will cost $1 million. What happens to the money that wasn't spent?
It'll stay within the TIF. It just won't get spent.
Okay.
Will it go back to the original TIF?
Correct. Yep.
Good question.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, 700 West Beardsley Remediation Management.
So this is a proposal through Caramita. Caramita is one of the environmental firms that we have for environmental services. If you remember last year, we did a contract with, I think it was 5 or 6 different firms to do phase 1, phase 2, and then any other environmental services that we may need to have done. So this project is something that's been going on for better than 10 years. It's a remediation of the old Walter Piano site. So what staff has done is asked Caramita to send us a proposal to review all of the past documents and all the past testing that has been done, come up with a scope of work for what's called a dig and haul. So we would excavate the soil very much like we're doing at 1101 Beardsley, dispose of that soil, and then, fill the hole back in, essentially. But design the scope, bid the job for us, award the bid for us, and then manage that project as well. And in this proposal, the oversight or the management of the excavation is not included, but staff is requesting that the commission allocate $28,500 out of the Tech Park TIF to cover the cost of this proposal. And this would be already associated with some numbers that we had in the spending plan.
So you'd need a motion to approve the employment of Caramita Inc. to perform the services attached, or the services that were outlined, excuse me, in the attached proposal, and allocating $28,500 from the Tech Park Economic Development Area Allocation Area Professional Services Account 4451-5-000-4310400 to be applied to the payment of those costs of services.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. ANCON change order 10 for Woodland Crossing.
Hello. Change order 10 has to do with the original lack of a utility room in the former Big Lots space. ANCON worked with us to come up with a solution that would provide an area for custodial storage and other amenities for the common space. And they're proposing a change order for.
So you need a motion to approve change order 10 and the increase of the ANCON contract price to $284,252.08 and allocating the sum of $28,390.97 from the Consolidated South Elkhart Allocation Area Special Fund Account 4453-5-000-4310400 to cover the cost of the additional services with all unused funds to be returned to the appropriate account.
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
You. Okay, Elkhart Public Library and Elkhart Community Schools Access Agreement at Woodland Crossing. Oh. Hi, Drew.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Drew Wines, Economic Development. So the Elkhart Community Schools is planning to have a resource fair at Woodland Crossing on September 10th. They had a similar event last year that was very successful, and they're hoping to replicate that this year. They've already gone through the event permit process with our Board of Works, and the next step is the access agreement with Woodland Crossing.
Okay,
So you need a motion to approve the 2 requests for access to the property at Woodland Crossing, all is set forth on the attached access agreements, and approving the form of the access agreement and authorizing their execution.
So move.
Second.
any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public?
I would just like to know, since it's one resolution, the Elkhart Public Library is having a respective event a week earlier on August 29th.
Oh,
It's a bit of a market event. Should be lots of vendors. Also taking place, music as well, also taking place at Woodland Crossing.
Great. Yeah, I think you included both, didn't you, Gary? Yeah.
Yes.
And I think this is a great idea. I'm glad to see people becoming interested in Woodland, which hopefully will go back to Pierre Moran one of these days. Did I get a motion already? Yes, I did. All those questions or comments from the commissioners? I'm sorry, I've lost my place. Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Woodland Crossing Utilities Budget Increase.
Good afternoon, Mary Casca, Assistant Director, Community Development. So this is a increase of natural gas, electric, and water and sewer at Woodland Crossing. As we looked at the half year where we were in the budget, we determined that to get to the end of the year, we needed to increase our budgets for those 3 utilities. And the funds for this will come from revenue generated at Woodland Crossing.
So you would need a motion to approve the amendment of the Woodland Crossing operations budget for 2026 to increase the in-code budget for Woodland Crossing electricity, General Ledger 2560-5-000-4350100 by $24,345.02. The natural gas budget, General Ledger 2560-5-000-4350200 by $14,674.42, and the water and sewer budget, General Ledger 2560-5-000-4350400 by $4,211.67, and approving the appropriation of $43,211.11 from the Woodland Crossing Shopping Center rent revenues to cover those additional budget costs.
May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. CDBG subrecipient agreement with the YWCA.
So this is really part of our program year 25, which really ends June 30th of 2026. This was one of our public service subrecipient grants to the YWCA, They needed an extra month to gather their invoices that they will submit for payment from the grant, as part of the grant agreement.
So you would need a motion to approve the extension request by YWCA for its performance period to end on June 30, 2026.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Nice jacket.
Thank you.
She has a redevelopment jacket.
Community
Sorry,
development.
community development.
Community development.
Okay. I think now go to staff updates.
Just a couple. So Con, I think I told you the EPA has demobed, so they're off the site. Roberts Environmental, that's doing the oversight of our remediation, is taking over the contract for the fencing as well as one of the office trailers that's there. They've received all of the confirmation sampling that EPA took when they left the site, so they're working through all that. And then hopefully we'll get our contractor on site to start digging a giant hole. The 131 lighting has gone in. I think they completed that today. We're going to start moving the planters around to their permanent locations. And then pergolas we should see in the next week or two. And then I'm happy to announce that the work that the commission required the buyer for the Yuma property has all been completed. So we're good there.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
One quick update, addition to what Adam presented. Many of you may have seen this morning, I think WNDU did a story. The IEDC did make an announcement of Ready Arts and Culture Grant recipients. There were many in the South Bend Elkhart region, including the city of Elkhart's application for $1.5 million to help supplement the Freight Street District project and bring improvements to the street and to the Railroad Museum as well. And so we're going to continue to try to find additional resources to supplement that as well. But we were excited to get that. And I think there's a formal ceremony, I think, in Indy with the governor next week that we'll be going down for. But just thought, in case you hadn't heard, wanted to bring that to your attention.
Well done. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. Yay. Okay. Other business? I've lost my place again. Where's your bill, Gary?
Gary wants to be paid.
We can skip that
You want
part.
the
So
work?
we would need a motion to approve the work and Boyne invoice as submitted in the amount of $16,340.65.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Oh, there it is. Okay. And we have our TIF report. Actually, we don't this month. And now is the time for any public comment. Anyone wishing to discuss anything with the Redevelopment Commission not on the agenda? Nikisha?
Hello, good afternoon. I asked if I could woo-hoo about the Freight Street grant, but I was told it would probably not make it in the minutes, so I'll save my woo-hoo for afterwards. It is a joy to see each of you. I'm just going to read here, so from just a small statement that I wrote, and we'll leave it there. So, it's my understanding that the question of data centers are county questions and at the same time, this is a very small place. Whatever happens in the county affects the city and vice versa. You all know this. We really are interconnected. And so I am coming to you, the Redevelopment Commission of the City of Elkhart. Really imploring you all to track what is happening with these matters in Bristol, in New Carlisle, because there is a lot of water and a lot of land in Elkhart County. And unless, I would say, you all and really any legislative body are paying attention and equipping yourselves with information, my fear is that we will all suffer the consequences of people, pardon me, peddling snake oil and promising it will cure all of our financial woes and brighten our futures. There is no controversy over data centers. Controversy implies that there's a dispute, there's something to wrestle around. The fact is that no resident that I can find wants them. The only entities that want them are the corporations who stand to make multis of millions of dollars and get multi of millions of tax incentives, and the people who get paid for convincing all of us to let them in. Nobody wants them except the people who don't have to live with the fallout afterwards, with their property values, with their electric bills, and most important, with their water supply, their air quality, and their peace. There are other ways, I am told, to cool data centers. Using water might be the cheap way for multi-million and billion-dollar US corporations to cool them, but like patching up a tire with tape, it's certainly not the best idea. Now, the snake oil handlers will tell you it's urgent, that we must build now, and then we can figure out how to make them better later. But this is not the same thing as tweaking a cell phone design from year to year. And the more that legislating bodies steamroll the public, the less motivation these corporations actually have to innovate to make the technology better. The cost to the people, to the land, to our future is too great for these data centers to trial and error on our communities. Just have two more brief points. Now, you might say, well, technological advancements always require sacrifices. They always have to go in somebody's backyard, and people just have to take one for the team so that we can all advance. But I would say that if anyone making decisions about this is not personally willing to live, breathe, and drink water next to a data center, if you are not willing to personally sacrifice yourself in the race to what I think is the bottom of AI, then as public representatives, I feel it's unconscionable to force communities to put up with them. I'll close with this. When I was at the St. Joseph County meeting about yet another data center going into New Carlisle, I felt astonished to see that really the only person speaking most vigorously in favor of them was the salesman who stalled the public comment until after midnight with his long-winded snake oil pitch. There was not a single realtor, there was not a single small business, there was not a single scientist. There was not a single mom, not a single child, not a single grandma speaking in favor. And that silence should be deafening. So I am calling on each of you, and I might make my rounds to the other bodies of people with power like yourselves. I am calling on each of you to not just let things play out over there, because it's not our fight or not our jurisdiction. And I am again imploring you to pay attention to what is happening in the broader region, because it is only a matter of time, I believe, before one of these will be on our doorsteps. And I am imploring you to use your voices on behalf of the people in this area in advance, because what happens over there, it will help or it will harm all the work, all the millions of dollars, all the Freight Street developments, everything that we're doing. Air travels, water disappears, and it affects everyone. So I hope that you will show up to whatever meetings that are happening. I hope you will listen to the public, and I hope you will take what's happening over there seriously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, Nikisha, I don't know if you followed, but the city zoning has put together policy concerning if anything like that in the future comes up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for being preemptive.
Sure. Well, that was the council. Anyone else? Okay, looks like we're ready for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.